Hi, my name is Catherine, and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm going to start something new this week, and it may only last a week, or it may last a couple weeks, or it may last an infinity of weeks. Who knows? But what I'm going to do is talk about some of the most unusual articles I have read in the past week-ish. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to do it as fast as I can. I wanted to set like a minute count, but then that never works because I am super long-winded. So it's hopefully going to be pretty short. I'm going to include all the links in the bottom for you to read all the stories in their entirety. And yeah, so that's what's going to happen. I'm not affiliated with any of these stories. And also this, again, a reminder, this is my YouTube channel, these are my thoughts, these are my opinions, and not affiliated with any organization, any school, workplace, anyone but me. It all comes from this noggin. So without further ado, here are the top 3 most interesting news stories I've at least read this week, or at least in a couple days. Here you go. Okay, so the first story comes to us from Tennessee. News station WSFA reported a woman drove into a church and stabbed her husband because she said God told her to do it, and because she was mad that her husband was worshiping NASCAR. Evidently, the woman also said that God told her to only smoke pot at night, not during the day. Eventually, police found her, arrested her. By when this report was written, she was still in jail, and her husband was in, at least Monday afternoon, according to this TV station, was in fair condition at a hospital. So the report, this news report, doesn't mention anything about if God had a comment. The next story is from USA Today, and it's actually about Florida. I guess Florida, and I had read this somewhere a while ago, that is having a problem with these really, really large snakes. I guess they can grow to 18 feet long. They are called Burmese pythons. And I guess in addition to being these huge, large snakes that can eat a deer or an alligator, they're also really smart. They can, I guess these scientists put some of these trackers on these snakes, and they found that these snakes could return home, find their way home from 20 miles away. I can't do that without a GPS. So these snakes are smarter than I am, and that absolutely terrifies me. So our final story comes from Michigan. The Flint Journal reported that a teacher allowed her 5th grade students to consume non-alcoholic beer during a lesson about how colonial people would drink alcohol instead of water because water was so scarce. I guess a student brought this non-alcoholic beer that actually, I guess this particular kind of non-alcoholic beer had 0.5% alcohol in it. So the student brought it, the teacher allowed it, the school sent a letter home explaining what happened. The superintendent told this newspaper that they talked to the teacher, and he wouldn't comment on if the teacher actually faced any sort of disciplinary measures or anything like that, but it does say that there are no charges filed. My point of view, I'm just happy that they weren't doing something about Woodstock, because that would have been insane.